Ever feel like you're shouting into the void? You send out 100 messages to affiliates and all you hear back is, well, nothing? It's beyond frustrating. The truth is, most affiliate outreach is just broken. And today, we're going to dig into why and, more importantly, how to build a system that actually gets results. And this quote from the legendary super affiliate I Am Attila just nails it. It's not really about your weekly payments or your so-called exclusive offers. The real problem? There's a massive misunderstanding of how affiliates actually think and what they truly care about. And we're going to bridge that gap right now. And look, when I Am Attila gives advice, you listen. This isn't some guru talking theory. We're talking about a guy who's made millions in pure profit, a guy who's been on the main stage at Affiliate World and who literally wrote the book on this stuff. He's been in the trenches, spending his own cash. He gets it. So let's talk about this great disconnect. What is it, really? It's the huge gap between what you think affiliates want to hear and what's actually keeping them up at night. If you can close this gap, you've already won half the battle. Just look at this. It's almost comical, right? On one side, you've got the network pitch. We pay weekly. We have high payouts. And on the other side, you've got the affiliate's reality, ad accounts getting banned, costs skyrocketing, and just sleepless nights trying to scale a campaign without it collapsing. Your pitch is about your features. Their life is about their survival. See the problem? Okay, so that naturally leads us to the big question, right? If all those classic, tired sales pitches are just getting ignored, what's the alternative? What do you actually do to get a top-tier affiliate who's heard it all before to even open your message? And here's the answer. It's simple, but it changes everything. Stop pitching, start building. You don't need a clever subject line. You need a reliable, step-by-step system that's designed to attract the right people and, actually get them to work with you. And this is that system. I Am Attila calls it the affiliate growth engine. Think of it as a 5-stage framework that takes your network from being just another network to being the network that serious affiliates genuinely want to join. And the roadmap is super clear. First, awareness, just getting on their radar in a good way. Then trust, proving you're not an idiot. Then comes warmth, and this is key, where you give before you ever ask. Only then do you go for activation. And finally, retention. See? Each step logically builds on the one before it. But before we can build this engine, we have to clear out the junk that's clogging it up. So let's really dig into the problem here and look at what I Am Attila calls the 10 network killers. These are the red flags that make good affiliates run for the hills. This is painful because it's so common. An affiliate manager who doesn't understand traffic sources, that screams incompetence. Slow replies, that says you don't respect their time or their money. And fake EPCs, whoa. That's not just a white lie. That's setting a trap that could cost someone thousands. Each one of these things sends a clear message. We don't get it, and we can't help you. All right, enough of the doom and gloom. We know what's broken. Let's actually start building the machine that works. We're going to focus on those critical first few stages that turn your network into an absolute affiliate magnet. The whole game in the awareness stage is to just flip the script. So instead of cold, spammy messages, you send a DM that leads with pure value. Instead of saying, hey, run our offers, you send a real screenshot of an EPC on a similar traffic source. You're not asking, you're giving. You are proving your worth from the very first word. And doing that immediately starts building the next stage, trust. And trust in this business isn't some fuzzy feeling. It's an equation, transparency plus competence. It means you show them the real numbers, the real funnels, and you prove you speak their language, the language of data, clicks, and conversions. But is all this upfront effort, giving away value, is it actually worth it? Well, yeah, absolutely. A warmed-up affiliate, someone who's seen your value and trusts you, is 10 times more likely to actually test your offer. You're basically removing all the doubt and hesitation that stops them in their tracks. Okay, this is huge. This leads to what I Am Attila calls the biggest opportunity for growth, activation. This is where almost every network just completely drops the ball. Sending a generic welcome email after they sign up, that's not a strategy. That is a lazy failure. You need a system instead. Look at this. Day 1, you welcome them and immediately give them the top 3 offers for their kind of traffic. Day 2, you arm them with creatives and pre-landers. Day 3, you give them the whole strategy. You just keep adding value, all the way to a personal check-in on day 6 and a personal video note on day 7. This isn't just onboarding, it's treating them like a partner from the second they sign up. And the results of doing all that? A 30 to 70% increase in your activation rate. I mean, just think about that. For every 100 affiliates that sign up, you could get 30 to 70 times more of them to actually send traffic. That's not a tiny improvement. That's an absolute game changer for your business. So, how do you pull all of this together? Let's wrap up with a really simple checklist. You can use this right now as a kind of self-audit to see where you stand and to carve out your path to becoming one of the elite networks out there.
But first, check this out. The claim from the source material is wild. If you can just honestly check off 7 of the items on this next list, you are already ahead of 95% of your competition. Let that sink in. The bar is shockingly low, which means this is a massive, massive opportunity for you.
So let's get real for a second. Ask yourself, do you have a true value-first outreach, or are you just begging for traffic? Is your activation process an actual workflow, or is it just one email? Are your AMs really trained in traffic, or are they just glorified salespeople? Be honest. Every no you find here isn't a failure. It's your roadmap to growth. Because in the end, it all boils down to this one question. Are you going to keep building just another network, competing on payouts and spamming cliches? Or are you going to build the network, an engine of value that makes you the only logical choice for the best affiliates out there? The choice is yours.